In the shadowed halls of the Zinthar archive, deep within the sprawling citadel of the Galactic Council, the air was thick with unease. The archivists, ancient alien scholars who had catalogued millennia of cosmic history, gathered around a newly uncovered relic, a star map unlike any other. Its edges shimmered with an ethereal light, as if the stars themselves were alive within its delicate framework. Kale, the senior archivist, traced a clawed finger over the map's surface, his eyes widening. The map wasn't just a chart of stars or known worlds. Embedded within the swirling constellations was a message, encoded in an ancient language no one had seen before, a warning, glowing faintly in a pulsing rhythm. Never provoke humanity. The room fell silent. Whispers rippled through the crowd like a cosmic wind. For centuries, the Galactic Council had regarded humanity as a backwater curiosity, primitive, unpredictable, but ultimately insignificant. They had watched Earth from afar, chuckled at its petty conflicts, and dismissed its tentative first steps into space as harmless bluster. But this message, this was different. Could it be a relic of ancient paranoia? One younger archivist murmured. Or perhaps a cryptic myth from a lost civilization? Kyle shook his head. No myth survives this long without truth. This warning predates even our oldest star charts. It's a prophecy. Across the galaxy, the signal of discovery rippled outward, reaching the ears of the most powerful leaders. Yet at the high summit on the gleaming orbital station Nexus Prime, the response was unanimous and dismissive. Humanity is a fledgling species. Their technology is crude. Their culture chaotic, said Lord Rek of the Zelthar Dominion, a towering figure clad in obsidian armor. We have no reason to fear them. Queen Mazara of the Dralax Confederacy tapped her slender fingers on the translucent table. Their aggression is anecdotal at best. A few skirmishes on the fringe do not a threat make. Even the Council's seer, an enigmatic being known only as Sikal, offered little beyond vague concern. Warnings like these are often cryptic. We should observe but not overreact. Meanwhile, on Earth, the warning had yet to reach human ears. In a secret laboratory hidden beneath the rugged mountains of Patagonia, Dr. Elena Voss stared at the same star map transmitted from Zinthar's archives. To her, it was more than an artifact. It was a challenge. For months, humanity had been inching toward a breakthrough, a new form of propulsion that could unlock faster-than-light travel, potentially opening a gateway to the stars. The energy readings detected near Earth suggested something old and powerful stirring in the cosmic neighborhood, something humanity had only just begun to sense. Elena's eyes burned with a fierce determination. If the universe itself is warning us, then we're not just explorers anymore, we're players. And the game just changed. Back in the council chambers, preparations began. Fleets were dispatched to monitor Earth's solar system, and covert probes slipped silently into orbit around Mars and the Moon. The alien races, each with their own ambitions, saw Earth as a prize to be claimed, a new frontier to be tamed. But none paused to ask why the universe would issue such a stark warning. The star map pulsed again, its glow intensifying. Somewhere in the swirling patterns, the map hinted at power, ancient knowledge buried in the stars, waiting for humanity to awaken it. Across the cold void, unseen forces began to stir, and humanity, blissfully unaware of the eyes watching them, prepared to leap forward into a future no one could have predicted. The universe had warned, and the galaxy was about to find out why. The gleaming corridors of Nexus Prime buzzed with an uneasy energy. The Galactic Summit was underway, an unprecedented gathering of leaders from the most powerful alien civilizations. Holographic star charts floated above the central table, their colors shifting as fleet positions and planetary claims were debated in heated voices. Lord Rek paced, his obsidian armor reflecting the cold light. Earth's technology is nothing, compared to our combined strength. The star map warning is superstition, fear dressed as prophecy. We cannot let legends dictate policy. Queen Mazara nodded, her many eyes narrowing with impatience. We have waited centuries for this moment. Humanity is isolated, resource-poor. We will expand our borders and claim the Sol system. Their primitive defenses will crumble before our might. Sikal, the Council's seer, hovered quietly near the edge of the chamber, translucent wings shimmering faintly. You mistake arrogance for confidence. The warning is a sign, a cosmic echo of something dangerous. We ignore it at our peril. No more hesitation, snapped Rek. Prepare the fleets. Let them see our strength before they even raise a weapon. The summit concluded with a unanimous, if wary, decision. The galaxy would move forward. Humanity's fate was to be tested. Back on Earth, the pulse of progress beat stronger than ever. In the heart of Patagonia, Dr. Elena Voss and her team worked feverishly, their fingers dancing over holographic controls. The new propulsion system, called the Quantum Phase Drive, was nearly complete. It promised not just speed, but the ability to slip through space-time folds, bending the rules of physics. Once this is online, Elena said, voice tight with anticipation, we'll step into the stars with a power no one expects. Her lead engineer, Marcus Chen, smirked. You think the galaxy's ready for us? Elena's eyes gleamed. They don't have a choice. Far above Earth, the first alien warships slipped silently into the outer solar system. Massive vessels, shaped like crystalline shards and dark leviathans, scanned the planets below with cold, calculating sensors. The aliens' confidence was palpable. They believed their overwhelming technology and firepower would intimidate a species still bound to its homeworld. Yet, humanity's surveillance was no less vigilant. Earth's orbital defense platforms hummed with readiness, and a fleet of agile interceptors scrambled in low orbit, their pilots trained for rapid response. The aliens made their first move near the asteroid belt, targeting a human mining colony on Ceres. The strike was swift, a squadron of plasma torpedoes lighting up the black void. Yet what followed shocked the attackers. From the depths of the colony's command center, a new breed of defense drones, built from adaptive nanomaterials and powered by artificial intelligence, sprang to life. They swarmed the alien ships, shifting their tactics and shapes mid-battle, evading energy blasts and striking with surgical precision. The battle was brutal, chaotic, and unlike any warfare the alien commanders had experienced. The humans fought with something the aliens could not understand, a ferocious will to survive, fueled by unity and fierce pride. Commander Arik Thorn, a battle-hardened veteran, led the human defense. In his cockpit, eyes blazing behind a visor, he called out orders with sharp precision. Flank left, deploy countermeasures, keep the drones in formation. Despite being outgunned, the humans inflicted heavy damage. Alien vessels, caught off guard by the relentless, unpredictable tactics, were forced to retreat. At the Nexus Prime Command Center, news of the skirmish arrived like a shockwave. Queen Mazara's multiple eyes blinked in disbelief. How could a species so young fight with such ferocity? Lord Vrek's jaw clenched. They adapt faster than any species I've seen. Their unpredictability is dangerous. Sikal, his voice calm but grave, finally spoke. This is only the beginning. The warning was not meant to be ignored. The universe itself is whispering a truth we cannot escape. Back on Earth, the victory was celebrated quietly. No parades, no fanfare, just a grim determination to prepare for what was coming. Elena stared at the star map once more. The cryptic glow pulsed steadily, as if urging humanity onward. We've awakened something, she said softly. Something that has been waiting. Marcus nodded. Now the question is, will the galaxy regret it? Outside, the stars gleamed, cold and distant, but humanity's light was burning brighter than ever. The universe warned, the galaxy ignored, and humanity was ready to prove why that was a mistake. The void was silent, too silent. Lieutenant Arik Thorn's fingers tightened around the controls of his interceptor as he scanned the inky blackness ahead. The stars glittered coldly, indifferent to the drama unfolding. For days, humanity's scouts had monitored the alien fleet lurking just beyond Mars' orbit, and now something was coming. Red alert, the command center's voice crackled through Auric's comms. Multiple unidentified vessels detected, approaching fast. Copy. That, Auric said, flipping switches as his sleek fighter surged forward. The hum of the quantum phase drive thrummed beneath him, a whisper of a breakthrough still in testing. Today, it might be their lifeline. Alien warships materialized like shards of crystal in the darkness, their forms alien and angular. Without warning, they unleashed a salvo of plasma bolts that streaked toward the nearby human outpost on Deimos. Explosions blossomed across the surface, sending plumes of dust and fire into space. The humans had barely time to react. "Hold your positions," Auric barked. "Intercept incoming." Human interceptors, smaller and more agile, darted between the massive alien cruisers. The aliens relied on overwhelming firepower and slow, methodical tactics, precisely what humans intended to exploit. Auric dove into the fray, weaving through volleys of energy. His wingman, Captain Lila Torres, fired missile pods that detonated in blinding flashes, forcing enemy ships to scatter. But the alien commanders quickly adapted, shifting to a new formation designed to trap the humans. "Brace for impact," Torres shouted as her fighter rocked violently. A plasma blast struck her left wing, sparks flying. "I'm hit, pulling back." Auric covered her retreat, unleashing a burst of pulse lasers that tore through the alien vanguard. But even as they fought, the true surprise emerged. From the surface of Deimos, an experimental defense system activated. A network of autonomous drones, sleek and black, darting like swarms of metallic wasps. They altered their shapes mid-flight, extending limbs to block attacks or condensing to slip through narrow gaps. Their AI learned instantly, coordinating complex maneuvers that even the aliens struggled to counter. "Drones in the fight," Auric exclaimed. "They're hitting their ships where it hurts." The tide turned rapidly. Alien vessels began breaking formation, forced to retreat as human forces pressed the advantage. In the midst of battle, Auric saw something impossible. A small squadron of alien fighters attempting to flank from the sunward side, where their sensors should have been blind. But human ingenuity had anticipated this. Auric's wingman, Torres, despite damage, piloted through debris fields to flank the flanking ships, catching them in a crossfire. "Got them," she called breathlessly. The alien commander, watching from his flagship, growled in frustration. "This species. They fight with madness, and they are effective." Back on Earth, the broadcast of the battle flickered across screens. People watched with a mix of awe and dread. The alien presence was real, and humanity was no longer alone in the universe. In the control room beneath Patagonia, Elena Voss clenched her fists. "They're learning faster than we imagined. We're not just defending a planet, we're defending a future." Marcus Chen nodded. "And if we can keep this up, maybe the galaxy will think twice before messing with us." Auric's fighter sustained critical damage. His systems flickered, warning lights flashing like desperate signals. Yet he refused to retreat. "Come on, old girl," he muttered. "Just a little longer." He executed a risky maneuver, diving toward the alien flagship's vulnerable engine array. Missile pods armed and fired, streaking toward the heart of the enemy vessel. A massive explosion rocked the flagship. Alarms blared throughout the alien fleet. "Retreat! Fall back to formation," the alien commander ordered, voice tight with panic. As the dust settled, humanity had won a brutal but decisive victory. In the eerie quiet that followed, Auric's damaged fighter drifted toward the nearest human carrier. His voice was steady over comms. "They thought us weak, they thought us primitive, they were wrong." The galaxy began to stir. Whispers of the battle spread from star system to star system. The ancient warning, "Never provoke humanity," was no longer a forgotten prophecy. It was a dire reality. Back at Nexus Prime, the leaders convened again. Queen Mazara's many eyes narrowed. "This species fights like the universe itself burns in their veins." Lord Vrek clenched his fists. "We underestimated them. That was our first mistake." Sikal the Seer smiled faintly. "The universe has spoken. It is time to listen." On Earth, beneath the quiet mountains, Elena stared at the glowing star map. It pulsed softly, as if approving. "We have awakened a storm," she whispered, and the storm was just beginning. The hum of the decrypted transmission filled the dimly lit war room beneath Earth's Andes research facility. Elena Voss leaned over the holo display, eyes sharp as alien symbols and star coordinates scrolled across the screen. The intercepted alien communication was a revelation, a detailed invasion plan targeting Earth's key installations. "Here it is," Elena said, voice steady but urgent. "They're not just testing us anymore. They're coming for a full assault." Marcus Chen tapped the display, isolating key points of vulnerability: the orbital shipyards, the main defense grid, and the research centers developing the quantum phase drive. "We can't wait for them to strike," he said. "We have to hit first." The room fell silent as a ragtag team of specialists assembled for a covert operation: the best pilot, the sharpest hacker, and the most resourceful field agent. Their mission: infiltrate the enemy's forward base hidden in the asteroid belt and sabotage their command network. Elena's gaze hardened. Failure isn't an option. If we don't disrupt their plans, Earth will fall. Commander Eric Thorne sat in the briefing room, the weight of recent battles etched into his face. "I'm leading the strike team," he announced. "We hit fast, hit hard, and get out before they even know what happened." His second-in-command, Lieutenant Lila Torres, nodded. "The element of surprise is on our side. They won't expect a human force this deep in their territory." The team boarded, stealth-modified fighters equipped with cutting-edge cloaking technology and electronic warfare suites. As they slipped through the asteroid belt's shadowy maze, tension tightened every nerve. At the alien forward base, a sprawling installation carved into a massive asteroid, thick shadows moved beneath glaring floodlights. Alien sentinels patrolled, corridors lined with pulsating energy conduits and intricate control nodes. Orcs team breached the perimeter with precision, hacking security locks and disabling patrols. They navigated through labyrinthine tunnels, every corner threatening detection. "Keep your comms silent," Arik whispered. "We're ghosts." In the command center, human hacker Mia Reyes connected her neural interface to the alien systems. Streams of encrypted data flowed before her like rivers of light. "Hold on," she muttered. "This encryption is unlike anything I've seen. It adapts in real time." Minutes stretched into agonizing hours as Mia fought to break the alien code. Sweat beaded her brow. Then suddenly, a crack. "I'm in." With a few rapid keystrokes, Mia unleashed a cascade of false signals and corrupt data, sowing chaos in the alien command's communication grid. Orders scrambled, sensors blinded, fleets left directionless. Outside, Arik's team planted charges on critical systems, weapon arrays, power generators, and data cores. "Time to go," Arik signaled. Explosions tore through the asteroid base as they fought their way back to their ships. The facility trembled, chunks of rock and metal drifting into the void. Alien fighters scrambled in response, but the stealth fighters slipped through the chaos, racing home under heavy fire. Back at Earth's control center, the team watched the aftermath unfold on surveillance feeds. Alien communications were fragmented, their invasion timetable thrown into disarray. Elena allowed herself a rare smile. "We've bought time, but this war is far from over." Meanwhile, the ripple effect reached the heart of the Galactic Council. Panic and disbelief swept through Nexus Prime. Lord Rex slammed his fist on the council table. "They dared to strike our base? This is war." Queen Mazara's voice was icy. "We must crush this insolence before it spreads." Sikal, the seer, observed silently. His eyes glowed faintly as he murmured, "The prophecy unfolds. Humanity will not be silenced." In the quiet after the storm, Elena returned to the glowing star map. The ancient warning pulsed rhythmically, as if affirming humanity's place in the cosmic struggle. She whispered, "We've crossed the threshold. The universe warned them. Now they will learn. The game has changed. Humanity is no longer the hunted, they are the hunters." News of the daring sabotage mission rippled through the galaxy like a shockwave. Alien news feeds spun tales of reckless humans, barbarians who struck deep within enemy lines, shattering the illusion of weakness. To the wider galaxy, humanity's sudden ferocity was baffling, almost mythical. In a smoky cantina on the desert planet Rilvok, smugglers and mercenaries gathered around holoscreens, replaying footage of the battle over Deimos. The legendary figure of Commander Eric Thorne dominated every broadcast, a human pilot who danced through enemy fire with uncanny skill, striking with ruthless precision. "He's a ghost," a grizzled mercenary murmured. "No one flies like that." "They say he's fearless because he's lost everything," another added. "His home was destroyed in the first attack." Back on Earth, Arik sat alone in the dim glow of the barracks, staring at a battered photo of his family. The weight of leadership pressed heavily on his shoulders, but beneath it burned a quiet resolve. "They want a legend," he thought. "I'll give them one." Meanwhile, Elena Voss became a symbol of humanity's unwavering will. Her research and leadership propelled the quantum phase drive project to new heights. Scientists and engineers across Earth and its colonies rallied behind her, driven by the belief that humanity could rewrite its destiny. At a gala celebrating technological achievements, Elena's speech was broadcast across systems. "We stand on the edge of a new era. The universe may have warned others about us, but we choose our own path, one of courage, unity, and hope." Her words echoed across star systems, igniting sparks of admiration and fear alike. Not all reactions were hostile. Among the alien coalition, cracks began to form. Ambassador Krill of the Yeshan Dominion, a race known for their diplomacy and pragmatism, quietly voiced concerns during a council session. "Humans have proven they will not be cowed," he said. "Their spirit is stronger than we anticipated. Perhaps we should seek dialogue before this war consumes us all." His suggestion was met with suspicion and outright hostility from hardliners like Lord Rek. "They are savages," Rek spat. "Only the strong survive. If we hesitate, we lose everything." But Krill's words found resonance in others, and murmurs of peace talks began to circulate beneath the surface. Back on Earth, the human population found solace and strength in the emerging legends. Stories of heroic pilots, fearless soldiers, and brilliant scientists spread like wildfire. Children dreamed of flying alongside Eric Thorne, of unlocking the secrets of the stars with Elena Voss's guidance. On the front lines, soldiers painted the insignia of a soaring hawk, the emblem of Eric's squadron, on their armor. The symbol became a beacon of hope, rallying even the most weary troops. During a rare respite, Eric visited a memorial for fallen comrades. He traced the names etched in cold stone, his voice barely a whisper. "Your fight lives on. I carry it with me." In the shadows, not all embraced the rising tide. A clandestine group known as the Obsidian Veil, alien radicals determined to crush humanity's spirit, plotted sabotage and assassination attempts. Their agents infiltrated human settlements, sowing discord and fear. But even they could not extinguish the growing flame of unity. One night, under the swirling auroras of Earth's northern skies, Elena received a transmission from an unknown source, a message encrypted in the same ancient language as the star map. "You awaken more than power. Beware the cost." The warning chilled her but also steeled her resolve. "We will face whatever comes," she said aloud. "Because we are humanity." As the galaxy watched, humanity's legends grew, not just in tales, but in deeds. The universe had warned. Now it watched with bated breath. The glittering halls of Nexus Prime buzzed with murmurs, an uneasy tension that simmered beneath the polished surfaces. The Galactic Council was fracturing. The bold defiance of humanity had shattered centuries of complacency, and now old alliances threatened to unravel. Lord Rek's obsidian armor gleamed cold under the chamber lights as he slammed his fist on the table. "This war will not be decided by diplomacy. We must crush humanity before they grow stronger." Queen Mazara's many eyes flickered with irritation. "Your stubbornness blinds you, Vrek. The Yeshan Dominion and others call for talks. Ignoring them risks losing the entire coalition." The room erupted into heated debate. Voices clashed like crashing waves, but one presence remained calm. Sikal, the enigmatic seer. His translucent wings shimmered as he raised a slender hand, commanding silence. The stars whisper of balance, he intoned. Humanity's rise is not a simple threat, it is a reckoning. To fight blindly is to invite destruction. We must seek understanding, or all will perish. Far from the Council's opulence, hidden deep in the asteroid belt's shadows, secret negotiations unfolded. Ambassador Kryl of the Yeshan Dominion met with Elena Voss via a secure channel. The glowing star map lay between them, a symbol of the cosmic forces at play. "You have stirred the galaxy, Dr. Voss," Kryl said, his voice measured but earnest. "But not all see humanity as an enemy. Some of us wish to build bridges to avoid needless bloodshed." Elena's gaze was fierce. "We fight to protect our home. But if there's a chance for peace, we must seize it." Their conversation delved into fragile agreements and covert cooperation, sharing technology, exchanging intelligence, and quietly undermining the more aggressive factions. Back on Earth, Elena confided in Eric Thorne. The war had shifted from open battlefields to shadows and secrets. "Trust will be our strongest weapon," she said, "but also our greatest risk." Auric nodded. "The enemy is not just in their ships, it's in their minds. We have to outthink them." Meanwhile, the Obsidian Veil intensified their efforts. Their operatives infiltrated human colonies, sabotaging supply lines and spreading misinformation. Yet their most dangerous move was an assassination attempt on Elena herself, narrowly thwarted by her security detail. The attack sent shockwaves through Earth's leadership. "We are fighting more than an external war," Elena warned. "We face enemies who lurk in the dark, who wish to break us from within." In response, human intelligence ramped up covert operations. Auric led a daring raid on an Obsidian Veil stronghold, hidden within an abandoned asteroid mining complex. The firefight was brutal. Laser blasts echoed through the cavernous tunnels, shadows dancing as fighters clashed. Auric moved with lethal precision, protecting his team as they captured critical data that revealed the Veil's network. The stolen intelligence exposed a startling truth. Factions within the Galactic Council were funding the Veil, hoping to destabilize humanity without open war. The revelation rocked the alliance and deepened distrust. At the next council session, Ambassador Kryl confronted Lord Vrek publicly. "Your obsession with war endangers us all," Kryl declared. "You weaponize fear and treachery. This cannot stand." Vrek's cold glare burned. "I will do whatever it takes to protect my people." Sikal's voice cut through the tension. "If destruction is the path chosen, no one will emerge unscathed. The universe balances all actions. Choose wisely." As alliances shifted and shadows deepened, humanity stood at a crossroads. The galaxy was no longer a distant mystery, it was a battlefield of politics, secrets, and survival. Elena returned to the star map, its glow steady despite the turmoil. "The universe warned," she murmured. "Now, we must decide what kind of future we will forge. The war is not just fought with weapons, but with trust, betrayal, and the choices that shape destiny." The void shimmered with distant stars, but the silence was shattered by the thunderous roar of engines and weaponry. The largest battle yet was unfolding above the icy moons of Jupiter, an epic clash that would determine the fate of the soul, system, and humanity's place in the galaxy. Commander Eric Thorne sat in the cockpit of his interceptor, heart pounding. His squadron, the Hawk Talons, streaked through the swirling debris fields and alien fire. Around them, massive warships exchanged broadsides that lit up the darkness like novas. "This is it," Auric breathed into his comms. "Hold formation. Focus fire on the lead cruiser. Let's show them what humanity can do." The alien fleet, larger and more heavily armed than ever before, had regrouped under Lord Rek's command. Their goal: to crush humanity's defenses in one decisive blow and assert dominance. But humanity was no longer the underdog. The quantum phase drive had been perfected, and new weapons designed by Elena's team gave human ships unprecedented agility and firepower. The battle was a brutal dance of tactics, technology, and raw determination. As Aric's squadron dove into the fray, a blinding explosion rocked his ship's sensors. A plasma blast from an alien dreadnought tore through. The lead wingman's fighter, Falcon down, came the grim call. Grief tightened Aric's jaw, but there was no time for mourning. "Keep pushing," he shouted. "Focus on the engines, disable their maneuverability." The Hawk Talons executed precision strikes, crippling the alien fleet's ability to coordinate. The tide was turning. Meanwhile, in orbit around Europa, Elena monitored the battle from the command deck of the carrier Endurance. Her fingers flew over controls, coordinating reinforcements and directing electronic countermeasures. "Deploy drone swarms," she ordered. "Target their weapon systems. Disrupt their targeting arrays." The black drones that had once been a terrifying novelty now operated with deadly efficiency, striking with surgical precision. Suddenly, the battle took a shocking turn. From the shadows, a squadron of alien ships bearing the emblem of the Yeshan Dominion appeared, cutting through the enemy's rearguard. Ambassador Krill's forces had chosen their side, secret allies fighting to prevent total war. "Yeshan reinforcements," a pilot called out, surprised but relieved. With renewed strength, the combined human and Yeshan fleets pressed the assault. Lord Rex's command ship reeled under the onslaught. On the bridge of the flagship Obsidian Fang, Rex's fury was palpable. "How dare they betray us," he snarled. "Destroy the traitors and finish off humanity." But chaos reigned. His forces were breaking, overwhelmed by coordinated strikes and unexpected alliances. As the flagship exploded in a fiery bloom, Aric led a daring boarding operation. His team breached the ship's hull, fighting through corridors alive with alien defenders. In the heart of the ship, Aric confronted Rek. "Your war ends here," Aric said, his voice cold and steady. Rek sneered. "You may have won this battle, but the war is far from over." Back on Earth, the victory was celebrated, but the cost was clear. Lives lost, homes destroyed, and a galaxy watching with newfound respect and fear. Elena stood before a crowd of hopeful faces. "We have shown the universe the strength of humanity," she declared. "But this victory is only the beginning. We must prepare for the challenges ahead, with courage, wisdom, and unity." The ancient star map pulsed once more, its light bathing the room in ethereal glow. Sikal's voice echoed softly in Elena's mind. "The warning was true, but so is your strength. The future is yours to shape." The turning tide heralds a new era. Humanity is no longer hunted. They are the galaxy's rising storm. The stars burned bright over Earth's horizon as dawn crept over the planet's surface. Cities sparkled with renewed hope, the scars of war still visible but healing under the light of a new era. Commander Eric Thorne stood atop the memorial in Patagonia, gazing at the names etched in stone. Friends, heroes, those who'd fallen, so humanity could stand. Beside him, Elena Voss approached, her expression a blend of pride and resolve. "We did what they said was impossible," she said softly. Aric nodded. "We showed the universe the truth about humanity. We're more than survivors, we're creators, warriors, dreamers." Across the galaxy, the Galactic Council convened one last time to address the aftermath of the devastating conflict. The council chamber was filled with delegates, some wary, others hopeful. Ambassador Krill rose, his voice carrying the weight of change. "Humanity has proven its strength and spirit. The warning was clear, but so was the potential for unity. We propose a new era, one of cooperation, mutual respect, and shared knowledge." Lord Vrek's seat remained empty, exiled and defeated. His vision of conquest was shattered. Queen Mazara nodded. "The universe shifts. We must adapt or be left behind." Sikal, radiant as ever, spoke last. "The stars whisper of balance, restored but vigilance remains. The universe watches those who dare to shape their own destiny." Back on Earth, Elena and Aric stood before a crowd gathered to inaugurate the first joint human-alien research outpost, the Nexus Institute, dedicated to exploring the stars together. As the ceremony commenced, Elena addressed the crowd. "Wang, Have been warned, yes. But we chose to rise above fear and ignorance. Our future is not defined by threats but by our choices. Today we embrace the unknown with open hearts and minds. Auric raised a glass in salute. To those who fought, to those who dreamed, and to those who will build tomorrow. The ancient star map, now displayed in the Institute's Grand Hall, pulsed softly. No longer a warning but a beacon. Elena touched its surface gently. We've answered the call. A voice echoed in her mind again. Sikal's final words. The universe is vast, but so is the courage within. Go forth and write the next chapter. As the twin suns set beyond Earth's horizon, humanity looked skyward, not as prey, but as equals among the stars. The warning was heeded. The challenge met. The future, unwritten and infinite, awaited. The universe warned, never provoke humanity, but humanity answered, we are ready.